At DSA 2016 in Malaysia, Navy Recognition had the chance to meet with the new Chief of Royal Malaysian Navy. We discussed LCS frigate capabilities, as well as the new 15-5 strategy plan.
We are looking into the transformation program for the fleet for the Royal Malaysian Navy. Currently, we are, because of the fiscal challenges, there are two types of challenges that we are facing actually. One is fiscal challenges, as we are all aware. The global economic slowdown have forced us to think differently. The other aspect is that the geopolitical situation in the region require us to do more with less in respect to more high level and more increase on sphere on the spectrum of operations with a lot less resources. So this is very challenging. Two key drivers to force us to think differently. And this is where the 15-5 transformation programs comes in. Effectively, currently we have got 15 classes of ships in the Royal Malaysian Navy, which these 15 classes of ships comes from 7 different nations with an average age of about 30 years. So if you look at that aspects, it could be very, very challenging to maintain, to sustain this fleet. The cost is certainly very high. And since we are not able to get the right funding to kick off a new program, so what we are proposing in terms of our plan, it is a very innovative approach to capability development. And by looking at the operational expenditure and after we present where to keep the current fleet going, the graph of course it goes like a hockey stick, you know what I mean? And business cannot no longer be as usual. So by actually phasing out the older ship that require the highest cost to keep them going will mean that we are able to optimize the resources forecasted for these ships, and that can be used to fund for this 15-5 program. So that's one way of getting the fund to do this. Second thing is that we are controlling more and improving the procurement processes. We are putting more transparency and putting challenging IVNV, independent validation and verification process to ensure that we know exactly what is needed rather than what is perceived requirements. And we have done this, and very interestingly, we are able to reduce the requirements to a great deal. And I think that itself is another area, and also reducing for example, corruptions and ill practices, for example. Those we believe that, and we have shown some positive result that we are able to reduce or save more savings from the operation expenditure. So these two are the main two way of getting the fund, which are within my control as a Chief Navy. The third aspect to get this fund from is actually by showing to the government that with the current concept at the moment now, the policy means that if you cannot finish your budget at the end of the year, the government will take it away and give it someone else. So effectively, you are being penalized for savings. So what we're proposing is that we should be rewarded for savings. If the savings is a true savings that can fund for a program that would require capex operation or development expenditure to come in. So by hoping to get matching grant from the government. So these 3 areas we believe that can provide this funding for the new program called 15-5. And by doing this, we're able to reduce the dependency on foreign suppliers and OEM, and focusing more on the homegrown shipyards as well as the defense industries. Yeah, at the moment now, we are maintaining our new generation petrol vessels. We have 6 of them already. The LCS is an ongoing program, so that's the second class that we're looking at. The third class is Basically, that's the one that we're looking into, what we call a LMS, Littoral Mission Ship. The difference between littoral mission ship and littoral combat ship, right? So it's a lot more cheaper than the littoral combat ship, right? But it can do 80% of the job of the littoral combat ship. So effectively, what we're hoping to get is that the LMS should be able to do 80% of the job of a littoral combat ship, but cost maybe 20% of the cost of the price of a littoral combat ship. So it's very much conceptual, but I think we are very confident that we can develop those concepts into a program that is going to be a doable program. The fourth class is the multi-role support ship that we really require to have that in order for us to provide improve our capability in terms of the humanitarian aid and disaster relief operations. And finally, the fifth class is basically the submarines. We will continue to keep and hopefully maybe increase the numbers. So there will be numbers of ships in these classes will be increased, so that at the end of the day, we still remain a 55 number fleet in the Royal Malaysian Navy. Okay.
Very well. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.